And we're live with a final episode for the Moon Day energy, the 1117 energy. I am the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, your North American Sybil. I am your messenger of God, the prophetess in the flesh. I am the first creation of God, the Divine Feminine, here during the Divine Feminine Awakening. I am the Lilith. In order to keep up with me, you would have to catch what I posted in my community page in my latest live video, anything in my shorts. I got hit by a tower. Really? It wasn't a bad one. It was a tower, though. I got a headache. I'm ready to go to sleep. I'm gonna have to stick this one out without some Oreos, or at least hope to God I don't get them in the middle of the night. Self-control. What happened? Exactly after I got off my last video, I saw I had a missed call. So I returned the call, and it was a lady from the Rapid Rehousing Program. And I had not applied to this or anything, so I was extremely... I'm grateful, because I know what this is, but how did you get my number? And so she told me that, my caseworker had referred me. I'm like, damn, did she refer me right before she left? I don't know what the case was. She's like, no, well, there was a wait list, and you're at the top of the wait list, and I just got to ask you a couple questions to make sure you still fit the criteria. And I did, and she's like, okay, and this, that, and the other. And she's like, well, I'll reach out to my supervisor, and then we'll schedule, an actual intake. And just the note of it, what it's called is rapid rehousing. And you have to meet a certain criteria, and there's a huge wait list. And I've heard it said from many people since I got here. I was like, how do you get them off your back? They're like, as long as you have, either a job or housing. That was the big thing, is either have, be on the housing, so that way, you know what I mean, you're doing the right thing, or have a job, is how to meet the criteria to stay here. Well, the criteria to stay here, it's funny, and that's what I just realized today. Well, very much so. Anyway, so you're supposed to meet with a caseworker every week, and they go over your progress, and then they put in an extension for you to stay another week. Well, my caseworker said that last week was her last day, or that was her last week, and that I would roll over and get a new caseworker. I was talking to Jasmine, and Jasmine said that's not happening, but if you need a caseworker, just meet up with one. And I was like, so I don't meet up with anyone, and I don't have to? And like, no. But it doesn't matter anyways, because I start a new job tomorrow. So I was meeting criteria to begin with, whatever the case may be. But the rapid rehousing just blew me away, because they have a contract with the city, and with actual properties. So they have the list of all these properties that they deal with, and they just go to their list of, who has availability, and they find us, places that we can work with, or, depending on what I want to do. If I want to do something else, I can look for my own, but that's basically the easiest way for them to do this, right? And I was like, damn, and that's why it's called rapid. Last night in my video, or sometime in yesterday's video, I had said that, I was upset with Morgan, and that I didn't see her being my neighbor. I didn't see this happening. But yet, the only seed I put in for housing was at those houses. And now all of a sudden this came, and this changes that. I'm going somewhere else, definitely. Definitely. I kind of started to freak out, because first off, I didn't want any of this to happen I didn't want it to happen too fast. I didn't have a time where I wanted it to happen. I just didn't want it to happen too fast. And then this weekend, I told you, me and my daughter were sitting here manifesting their bedrooms. I was like, you're going to have your own bedrooms. What are they going to look like? So we started really, speaking this into existence. The cards for the last 3 days have been saying this might involve moving. I told you I had a feeling, but that could just be in the air, that it could happen, whenever, is what I said. And it's crazy, because last night I pulled out all the cards, and I pulled out the Queen of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, and the Ten of Swords. And I was like, it looks like failure. And let me explain, guys. Let me show you my failure. I was like, I did all this work, and you would say that I failed, because no, I don't have a house yet. I don't, I haven't fixed my life yet. I was like, but, I'm getting my mind right, so that when I get to that place, nothing's going to bother me. 2 nights ago I did a ritual, and I had prayed, and I said, all I want is the mindset I have now. Because right now, I know that God is in control, and I don't have to worry about shit. He has shown me my future. He has shown me that everything is fine, and I just want to live like in this state of mind for the rest of my life. This kind of trust, right? And just like that. I said, I gave up everything. And I brought that up yesterday about Wolfman. I gave up my material world. I gave up my house, my second car, my clothes, my identity. I gave up everything that I worked so hard to build in my life in the name of God. And I got jobbed real hard. And I knew that what he said was true. I'm going to replace this, and I'm going to make it better. And you're not going to have to do this alone. And I kept trying to rebuild it, and that wasn't the right mindset. And I had to keep reinstating my mindset and surrender. God's going to get me a house. He's going to find me a job. He's got a lover for me. Everything's okay. I don't need to go chasing any of this. I just need to work on me, is what I've said to everyone since the very beginning of this. And I finally, and you can see it, you know what I mean, on 11/11, or perhaps right whenever that happened, I was like, I'm finally there, mentally and emotionally. It's not to say the outside world, I can't, like I wasn't pissed off this morning about that 5 o'clock fucking 5 o'clock wake-up call. That irritated my flesh. Things bothered flesh, for sure. But the bigger picture, the bigger thing is like, I was never going to be all right until I got myself right and did at least this much work. And right now I'm thinking, am I ready? Am I really ready to start a house again now? I'm ready to go back into the world. And that's exactly what the cards had said. It's like, it's time to go back into the world. And that's what I said. God's doing it. He gave me a job, and he's pushing me back into the world. He also gave me a vision for after that. Remember, he said, you're going to get a computer so that way you can work at home. Remember? And that was going to be my next plan when I get the housing. And I saw that the housing would come after the new year. I saw the housing would come over there, though, right, from a different direction. And that's just what it is. The card said, you got to be flexible. This might not work out the way that you saw. A lot of things are happening right now. This is going to be immediate changes. It could happen for Christmas. And I saw a Christmas tree. I didn't see Christmas here. But at the same time, I'm not, I'm okay. I'm grateful to be here for Christmas. I'm grateful for the support. I'm grateful to spend my Christmas here. But it could be that quick if I want it to be. And that's where I have to, my spirit has to be honest and say if I really am ready for this, or I just need a little bit more time to let this sink in. And that's it, is preparing myself. Now, you know what I mean? I didn't have to go look for a house, bro. And I never really went looking for jobs. You saw what God did. I put myself out there. I had to apply to, you know what I mean, to stay, contingent with my position. But he told me what jobs. He tells me everything, and I learned how to listen to him in all things and to trust him in all things. And then when I turned to him, now he's ready to, you know what I mean, restore all things. Because if I was kept doing it by myself, then I didn't get, the lesson wasn't learned yet. And within the last week, I've said that. It's like, no, but he's got my house. And he's got my future, and everything's fine. I just got to live it out. I aligned. And it took me, 3 years and intensive fucking shadow work. Day and night, night and day, every day. And lots of traveling and lots of fucking ancient initiations and all kinds of shit to get to this place. And, what I'm so happy about is not getting a house. That's exciting. But what I'm really happy about is about to happen is that I get to show you that God works. And that's what I shared today. Go with his plan. He's got a plan. I've told everyone since the beginning this was his plan. That once I got right, he would restore it all. And it'd be better. So they'll pay for my housing. Rapid Rehousing will pay for my housing. And then that $5,000 that I didn't use here for housing, they'll use for my furnishings. I'll have a new job. My taxes should be coming in to where I get that new house. And then I can start my new career. And what did I tell you about my first spiritual center? It was nothing more than a fucking door at a shopping mall. What did I need for that? Rent money. And while he planned all this, we started planning the bigger picture. There's micro to the macro. This way of thinking, and that's what he told me under that, you know what I mean, that full moon shit. This way of thinking, aligning with this, your truth, Knight of Wands, aligning with your true desires and who you truly are, is going to lead to a happy union, a holy union in your future. You have to integrate the shadow. You have to integrate all the stuff that you're hiding into your life with love and compassion, forgiveness and understanding. By doing that, you'll have it for everyone else, and you'll have your connection back with God, where you're not alone anymore, and you don't have to hold up this planet anymore by yourself. But nothing more than be taking care of Him and listen to what He tells you to do. I'm almost there where I can finish the documentary part at least. They need an ending. They need a happy ending. But it doesn't end there. Absolutely not. But at least the journey, I can show you. He restored it. It's just the beginning of happiness. But that was the whole point. I gave up everything in the name of God, and they thought I was fucking crazy. And here I am with my God, sure of Him, to the end of time, and now here He comes to show you how crazy I wasn't, but how faithful I was. And that's that justice card that came out, balancing everything now. And the new year, we shed our skins, we shed everything this year, you know what I mean, the last little bits, only to be free next year and be wild and roam. It's exciting. For those of you that haven't really accessed it, you're going to have to start, and it doesn't happen overnight. It took me years. It took me years of mastering myself. That's what I teach you. I'm really excited about that, though. Realistically, yeah, I'm going to be happy. But I get to show God's glory, bro. That's the cool part. I told you He was going to work, bro. I fucking showed you for all this time. I've shown you all His magic. Every fuck day I show you. I told you He would work. How dare you not believe in Him? If anything, what took so long? Me. You saw how long it took me. I wasn't ready. I kept working. It wasn't Him. It was only me. And what's stopping you from being blessed? You and your shitty ass mindset. So I'm going to pull out the cards that I didn't pull out earlier. Ta-da. That's going to confirm that. Now, as I was sitting there freaking out, this little bunny came and he just sat by my side the whole time. He just sat by my side. I love the bunnies. My dog would have went cray-cray if she saw that. She's been after the mockingbirds lately, and I didn't understand it. My daughter told me the whole story. I was like, oh, okay, because she never went after birds. So what's your deal with the mockingbirds? She was really going after them. No, I didn't tell them the story. I don't know. What's the story? They were eating a rabbit, and she tried to get in on it, and they attacked her. So now she don't like the birds because they won't let her eat the bunnies. Those are mean-ass birds anyways. Don't be picking fights with those birds. There's more of them than there is you. Alright, let's go to the bunny that was hanging out with me. Yeah, I was kind of freaking out. I was like, no, this is too soon. Not before Christmas, God. I don't know about all this, God. What if I can't keep this job, God? I don't know, God. I don't know, God. I don't know. This is happening a little too fast, God. And when I did the video earlier, I swear to God, you can see it. I came in there straight out the gate to argue with these twin flamers with these fucking love readings. It's bullshit. This is bullshit. First card I get is a union. I couldn't even say shit. It pissed me off. So I get the job, the house, and the lover. And right this moment, my hand is itching. My good hand. What is the hair? Rebirth. Ah, that's what you were telling me, little bunny. I'm not surprised. I keep saying that too. When am I going to be reborn? I just keep dying. When's the new me come? I guess the new year. Which one? Chinese New Year or New Year, New Year? How about Chinese New Year? Can somebody look up what date is Chinese New Year? I feel like that's a good time to move. Is it January? Fuck. I feel like it was like March. Maybe not. There's a lot of snow at that time. What did I go through? I'm going to the Blackbird. The Raven. Which is death. No, we're going to Rebirth. There's that fucking Mockingbird. What are you trying to tell me, Mockingbird? Magpie. Duality, mischief, cleverness. Yeah. It was the magpie, not the mockingbird. Looking for hair. If I can just fucking turn a couple pages. Horse? No. Next year. Heron? No. Hare. Hawk? No. Hare. Alright, here we go. Rebirth. New ideas, cycles, madness, magic, wilderness, impulse, dreams, agility. In a reading, the hare reminds us of the clinical nature of all things. In the fall, they are linked to the harvest and are symbols of protection that come to fruition. And I told my daughter that. I was like, I keep seeing them ever since it got cold. They're all over. Really? Yeah, I see them all over. They're in all the parking lots and shit. She said, and then as we were walking, we saw a pair of ducks. And then she's like, look, Mom, there's babies up there. I was like, oh, yeah. The hare is a wonderful omen at the start of a new endeavor or a relationship. Oh, I skipped a line. Anyways, in the spring, they emerge with new life in the personification of Ostara. We talked about that yesterday. That is where they get the idea of Easter. The hare is a wonderful omen and a start to a new endeavor or relationship. The hare symbolizes, This is a hard word for me. Can't say it. My mouth won't say the word. I can't. For whatever. Moving on. The potential for a new life to spring forth. Hares are among the most magical of animals and strongly tied to shape-shifting tales of transformation. If you're seeking change or growth in your life, the spirit of the hare is a welcome one. Hares are elusive and linked to madness, qualities which remind us to welcome magic. He just stood there and stared into my eyes. And change in our lives without trying to exert control over them. Magic and abundance enter our lives when we are open to them, but blessings can never be forced. A hare reminds us to let go and to approach our lives with a spirit of acceptance, both good and bad. After it happened, I was sitting there and I looked up and I shit you not, there goes my caseworker. She said her last day was Friday and I didn't even ask. I was like, hey, I got a call from Rapid Rehousing. She's like, I got an email. I'm so happy for you. I was like, did you do it last week? She said, no, this was back when I did your, remember when I did that assessment? She's like, I tried to answer the questions properly because not everyone gets them. I was like, really? She's like, yeah, I'm really happy for you. I was like, I'm really happy. In the negative aspect, the hare can be a sign of disorganization, narcissism, or destructive madness. You may find yourself full of enthusiasm for a new project or relationship, but remember to temper activity with thought and consideration. Frantic energy seldom produces anything of value. I feel it. As I feel this force that I'm about to jump, I feel like you feel like you have to do something to stop me. There's always that energy. I have to stop her. I have to do something or I'm going to lose her. The hare can simplify over-impulsive or rash behavior or even a manic state. Seek help if you find yourself sliding into mania or if you're having difficulty managing the activities of daily life. Could be that drugs and alcohol we were talking about, guys. Breathe, bro. Just go for a walk. Clear your thoughts. Whoosh. That's what I had to do. I got panicked right away. I was like, whoa. It could happen too fast. I can't say, you can't be like, no, I'm not ready. It's like, how can I be fearful? That's where it is. It's like, I have the job. What are you afraid of? That's what's crazy. And it opens a door. Who knows where? Who knows where? God gets to pick where I live. He gets to pick everything. Don't you see? But when he does, you don't have to worry. He's gone before you. He's right there with you and behind you. He's got your back. Oh, I see the otter, which is joy. Yeah, they're joyful little animals, aren't they? Motherfuckers. I can't see an angry otter. I never really have. Okay, that was that. And then I pulled out 2 other cards, which was a Kabbalah card, which we haven't picked. And we're going to take a Notoria card. For those that don't know, we started this over. We're on card number 8, which is what? The 9 of Swords. We pulled that the other day. Really? Mm-hmm. And then we pulled the 10. We're evolving. We're climbing the ladder. Hey, is that door? It's cracked. We haven't brought anything bad through the line. And that should show you as well, going back to my kids being chosen ones. They sit in the freaking gateways. They're part of the gateway. They're just as protected. Dude, that's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up. I told my daughter that today. I cried again. The little boy went to juvenile hall, bro. I told him I didn't want to press charges. That he's like, yeah, but we still have to return. We have to turn all this information over to the district attorney, and they'll decide. And the truth is, bro, and this is what's fucked up. It's like, if he would have hit my daughter, he would have went to juvenile hall. So even though he hit his own sister, it's the same consequence, and that's justice. And I was like, I just feel bad, Millie. I was like, you're just starting your life, but we're chosen, and God uses us to ruin other people's lives. He does it all the time, Milia. I was like, you know what I mean? I didn't know anything about you, and he used me to expose you and ruin your life. I was like, I didn't have any animosity towards those kids. I thought it was just, you know, childish shit. But it's like, you know, the girl's still in the hospital. The girl's still in the hospital, and now the boy's going to jail. What is this going to do to the mother? I don't know who these people were before they met us. They didn't do anything to us.
The entire school was cheering me on.
They didn't. It doesn't feel good, bro. It's like, I'm not your karma, but it has come through me. I'm not your karma, and it's just sad, bro. It just made me sad. That boy, you know, you look at these 2 kids and you're like, these are just some little scrawny little kids that want to pick on people. But really what they're doing is people have been picking on them. And all they have is each other. And he tried to stand up, and now they've lost each other, and they've lost that family, dude. I don't know. I can't stop this. And the only thing I can understand is that they had this coming. But why, God? They're not innocent. But it doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel good, bro. It hurts. I'm worried about him going to jail. I'm worried about their future, bro. What about the mother, bro? She obviously doesn't have an easy life with these troubled kids, and now she's got one in the hospital and one going to jail, bro. And she threatened my daughter and said, my mom does magic. She'll put a curse on you. You threatened I didn't mean for this. I try to tell people, don't fuck with me, bro. Don't fuck with us, bro. Don't fuck with us. Please, don't. We gotta sit there, and that's where it is. He'll put you at a table and watch them suffer. Please don't make me watch this, God. I don't even know these people, please. She's young. So she has many years of seeing justice play out on her behalf. She has many of those years of saying, that's what you get. I told you that would happen to you. You should have never fucked with me. As long as she doesn't fight back. As long as she doesn't fight back. My kids don't fight back. God will destroy anything that comes near us. If we fucking fight his kids, though, we're just as dirty, and we're equal to that same destruction that he'll put upon them. She has years of this, and I've seen it. I've seen it. And there was many years where I was like, that's what you get, bitch. That's what you get. That's what you get. You know what I mean? But it doesn't feel good. The closer we get to the holidays and all these people are losing their jobs. I'm so grateful that my worker, the only person that I had a connection with here, you know what I mean, got carried over to a new job, and she's got a new life, and she's starting a better life, and she's secure. But all the rest of them aren't. And I said that in the summer. I was like, you guys ain't shit. You're going to lose your motherfucking jobs. You're going to be as homeless and fucking broke as us. Sure enough, here it comes. The new people have been here all week. They started this week. They came in last week. They're checking in. They're saying hi. They're here to run the shit. These people, if they're not part of this movement, if they're not signed up with this new company come December 31st, they're not going to come to work January 1st. They're here soon to see which ones to keep, bro, and what's going to happen. And that's just what it is. It's like, bro, that's not cool. I don't like to watch you suffer. I didn't make you suffer. You had this coming. You did somebody dirty before I ever... You treated people, and that's what I say is, bro, you treated me like every other fucking person before me, and the bus stopped here. God said, not this one. This is going to be the one that you learn from. And I don't like it, bro. What happened to Chris? I was nothing but grateful to the man, bro. Even though he was a fucking asshole, and he was drunk, and he was manipulative, I felt bad for him. I could feel bad for him, even though he was playing kid games and treating us like crap. I was nothing but grateful to the motherfucker. He let us in when nobody else would. He gave us a home. He gave my kids a summer. He gave us something I couldn't give myself at that moment. I was nothing but grateful for him. But he treated us like shit, bro, and I told you, you're gonna fucking lose everything. The day I walk out this door, you lose everything. And when we'd see him on the streets, bro, I haven't seen him in months. It fucking hurt, bro. When I heard what happened to my ex's family, bro, it fucking hurt. It hurts to see people suffer, even if at one point there was a secret part of you that wanted it. I pray for them, God. That's the type of shit that'll turn those kids into school shooters, you know. That's what I told Millie. I was like, that girl's gonna have a fucking hatred. That whole family is gonna have hatred on you for the rest of their life. They will blame you for the rest of your life for this. And you didn't do anything. I promise you, she didn't. She told the girl that the boy was trying to talk to her. She never did. It went too far. But the thing is if it didn't stop here, those two would have ganged up against other people. It wouldn't have... If they got away with jumping Milia and whatever they had planned, it would have been even worse for the next one. And that was pretty bad. He carried, you know what I mean, like, I don't know, man. And that's the truth. Him trying to swing that skateboard, bro, he could have fucking damaged my daughter. It could have been her in the hospital, bro. And it could be doing some serious brain damage. He would have went to jail if it was my daughter, so it should be the same. It just was by luck. It wasn't my daughter, because the other girl had her by the hair and was on top of her. It was just by luck. Don't wish bad upon people, guys. It doesn't feel good to watch people suffer, bro. That's all I gotta say about that. Number 8. Yeah, I cried about it again today. That was that Queen of Swords, or that Queen of Cups, I suppose. I can be cutthroat, I guess. I'm not. I gotta be real low. And that's it too. You know, when I sat there and I was so mad at my ex-husband, I had these visualizations of pulling up at the drive-thru and yanking him out and like curb checking that dude. I was like fantasizing. I was like imagining myself in that kind of violent manner with him. And I was just crying to God, please God, I know this is wrong to think this way. Please God, take away this hatred. I hate him so much, God. I hate him so much. Your dad, dude, at that time. Oh, fuck, I hated him so much. I fucking hate him, God. Please take away this hate. Nah, bro, he let me sit in it. I didn't act in it. And I knew it was wrong to even think that way. And I just had to stop thinking that way. And I did. And I got to the point where I realized, you know what I mean, his money was never gonna, all that meant was power for him. We didn't ever need a dollar from him. And you fast forward to right now where I'm waiting for this government to come and arrest him for fucking, you know what I mean, getting welfare fraud on the kids he never fucking paid child support for. I'm really waiting for that. Justice will prevail. In that essence, I hope they take his car, sell it, and fucking give the kids some money. He can't run from that. That bill, every fucking dollar he ever legally makes is gonna come back to these kids, bro. He's gonna pay for what he did or didn't do. He can't run from it unless he signs over the rights, and God riddance to you. I told him that. Sign over the rights, and you have no financial obligation or legal right to these children for the rest of your fucking life. Otherwise, just keep stacking up the bills. Because you still have no fucking connection or obligation to these children. The government's got your balls, bro. I don't. I don't even believe you have any. All right, number 8. The action, number 8. The action of the seraphim. Is that the right name? Yep. No, I need it. Okay, the H is. Maybe it's not. Kahatel, maybe. Blesses our undertakings if carried out with righteousness and iron will. All right, going back to the Knight of Wands. Listen. Blesses our undertakings if carried out with righteousness and iron willpower, in the name of the higher purpose aimed at generating fertility and progress. Hey, bro, this is just my whole future right here. His job is to bless my undertakings that I'm carrying out with righteous and iron will, in the name of God, aimed towards generating fertility and progress, for not myself, but for mankind. He also governs the fruits of our labor, especially related to agriculture, food, and thus the nourishment of our bodies. The seraphim rationally intervenes on the overstrong and intense will, right? Moderating and diminishing it, sometimes even drastically, when the desire to make a mark on personal goals for the sole purpose of fame, glory, or power alienates us from honesty and morality or moral integrity, making us believe that we are working towards a single goal rather than a continuous, cynical, and ever increasing becoming. Bro, I know it says the nine of Swords, but this is the Knight of Wands, out of control. And this is what I said. Are you manifesting for peace, or are you manifesting for power? Are you chasing the things of this world for peace, or are you chasing them for power? The Seraphim, the Nine of Swords, it's the Moon, Taurus, Nine of Swords. I guess we better read that real quick. Where's that book? I don't know. Give me a second. I know we read it just the other day. I think it was something stupid. Get out of my face. Cups. Swords are in the beginning. We work with the mind. The 8 is being trapped. The 9 is being worried. The Nine of Swords is a card of anxiety and inner anguish, sometimes called the dark night of the soul. I'm not there yet, but I'm triggered. I'm scared. I'm scared of my future. Why are you scared? I don't, exactly what I said. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't want to fuck it up. I don't want to self-sabotage this. Your thoughts revolve in fruitless circles, and you're tormented by fears of all kinds. And that's where I have to stop the thoughts. I don't let that happen. But it's like, what if I don't have a job? No, I've got a plan for a job. And that's where it is. I'm doing a lot of... It's kind of funny. I'm seeing it like blood. I'm seeing it in the form of blood. Really? Where the blood cells are attacking the other blood cells. That's what they showed me. That's what we're doing, I guess. It makes sense, too. I'm seeing the bigger picture, right? So it started with, you know what I mean, little things like plant the seed about the house. Why did I plant the house? Well, I mean, I was moving towards this idea of a happy relationship and a home and all of this stuff. I don't know. It was creating in my mind, so I started doing it. I started taking all these little little steps, right? And I lost my thought right there. It's just the seeds are rising. But you know, I did all this stuff, right? And then I got to this place, and now they're like, my next 11/11 comes, and they're like, your next, you know, mission, should you choose to accept, is to choose this guy. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. So, you know, that's my next thing mentally that I'm working on. And that meant to me that I had already mentally worked through other areas of my life. And that's the confirmation to all of this stuff. Now, on a Monday, the vapors of your fears come back, and that's what I said. The fears come back to the surface, any unresolved fears. Now, when I got to Wolfman, I was like, what's stopping you? The little bit of pride and ego I have left. What's stopping me from anything? The little bit of pride and ego I have left. Okay, so then I was guided to do a fast. They programmed me to do this weeks before it came. And I'm programmed to do a fast. And I said, why? Because I need to die to the flesh. My flesh still has negativity built up in it. Right? The programming's still in my flesh. I need to die to the flesh. Right? So when I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about these fears, I get the image of blood. Right? White blood cells attacking red blood cells, or vice versa. I can't really tell. And that's all they showed me, is a quick glimpse of it. And that's what I'm telling you, is it's a reprogramming at a cellular level. I'm taking this off, and it's coming from inside of, it's no longer in my thoughts, it's in my flesh. The fears of my flesh are coming. The things my flesh fears most are coming. No longer my thoughts, now we're in my flesh. Really? And that's how it was the other day. I couldn't sense that I was hungry. My stomach wasn't making the typical hungry feeling. That it had to, my flesh had to tell my mind. And all I saw was, I was like, I think I'm hungry. I'm seeing images of food. Like, I knew this wasn't a download. I'm getting an image of food. I think my stomach is talking. This isn't my third eye. My stomach's telling my mind I'm hungry. I need to do something about that. And that's where it is. My body is telling me. They say the body keeps the count, right? So right now, my body is rising in its fears, not my mind. And that's what happened. Remember I told you when it came to Bobby, my mind wasn't afraid of him. My mind didn't turn on. So right now, and that's it too. You know, I was fasting then, and now I'm fasting. And these fears are coming up. But I'm dying to the flesh while I'm doing it, because I'm in the spirit while all of this is coming. It's like my spirit's more powerful than my fear, and I was created that way because of God's purpose. And that's why you do fucking fast, to be spiritually strong for what you're going through. Yes, maybe to answer your blessings, never to lose weight. That's not the reason. Because you're going to gain it right back after. I promise you, you're going to blow it right back up. It's not how that works. It's to die to the flesh, to put the flesh to rest so you can be in the spirit. What did I say? God, I can't fight my mind, or I can't fight my mind. My spirit can't fight my mind on this one. My spirit can't fight this one. And that's it. I can't fight this one. So I had to kill the flesh so that the fight was given up. The fight is in the flesh. The only thing holding me back is the fears that are inside of my mind and body. Right now my mind doesn't, and that's what it is. What are you afraid of with Wolfman? I can't think of anything. I just feel like I can't trust him. I feel afraid. I feel uncertainty. That's all I can tell you. I can't tell you what it is. I can only tell you what it feels like. And that's where it's coming from, is the flesh. Really? Yeah. So, your thoughts revolve around fruitless circles, and you're tormented by fears of all kinds. It's not happening, just fears are coming up of all kinds. You're plagued by nightmares and evil premonitions. You might stem from being diagnosed with a serious illness, experiencing the death of a loved one, financial difficulties, job loss, stress, other stresses, real or imaginary. I said this for the last couple months. People that are that have never been happy or afraid of happiness. It's too good to be true, and something might go wrong. It can't. It's too. Something. This doesn't feel like life. Life is not this easy. Life doesn't get this good. Something bad's gonna happen. If you feed into that, then yeah, you're gonna bring in some bad thoughts. But that's what I mean. It becomes self-sabotaging. No, this doesn't feel right. Because it feels good. And you're not used to feeling good. So that's what I mean, is I don't want to fuck this up. I don't want to fuck this up, be overwhelmed, and just run away from it because it's too much. I'm not ready. You're ready when God says you're ready. Right? Your mental state is magnifying things out of proportion, running various pessimistic scenarios in your head. All I could come up with is, what if they only pay you 3 months? What are you going to do after 3 months? But in my head, I even know, after 3 months, I'll have taxes. I can pay up my own rent. I'll be okay. So it's just the fears need to come up, and they need to be heard. And that's it. I never needed one or the other to have either. I just needed my mind right to get everything. Do your fears relate to something that might happen or something that has already happened? That worry, that has already happened, that worry will not change. Stop seeing problems that don't actually exist and make a plan of action to deal with the ones that do. They may not be as bad as you think, and the mental self-torture is certainly worse than any real physical pain or loss. If thoughts or intentions set out into the universe, you may be attracting the very thing you fear. That's why I said, why is God giving me all this money? What do I need it for? He's planning something. Told you. And that's what I said. I told you, if I take care of this, this will take care of me. And for what? What did I tell you? January, February, March. Told you. And I didn't need to have income to get in housing. And that's what I explained to him. This is just a temporary job. So when I go to sit down, I'm going to tell him I need to stick with subsidized housing because there's no guarantee that I'll have this job after, you know what I mean, the holidays. And that still keeps me in a comfortable place because then it goes off of my income, whatever my income might be, if it's not the same. And he has a plan. He told me to get a fucking computer and I'll have a job when I get to my house and I'll work from home so I don't have to look for a job. What company? I don't know. He hasn't showed me yet. I still need him to tell me what kind of computer. I'm pretty sure you want to tell me what kind of computer I need for my job that I don't know what it is. But only God knows what I need. This is all imaginary, isn't it? This is what we work with. Did you not see the card last night? Imagination. You're creating out of your mind, guys. It's not about your hands. Your hands can do great work, but you're going to end up with carpal tunnel like me. Nice big old wrinkle hands. Carpal tunnel. From working too hard. Work smarter, not harder. Let God show you the right works. He works. If you let him. If you want to do all the work, then do all the work. And only turn to him when it doesn't work. I don't know. Your choice. I don't know. They may not be as bad as you think. If thoughts or intentions set out into the universe, you may be attracting the very thing you fear. What did I say? And what did I say when this happened? I was like, well, what do I got to do to get ready for this guy? I got to get my life together. That happened kind of fast. Realistically. I keep saying I want to move a man into my life. I want a man to come into my life. But I didn't have a place to bring that man into. And I was not ready for any of that ideas. And yet, here it is. I just see the vision and I work through it and make it real. I'm a visionary. I bring the visions into real life. And that's called manifestation. You want to argue some more, Big Sean? Have I shown you enough in the last month? The power of manifestation? And that none of you had the right to get up on that fucking talk show and say that you guys have any idea about any of this? It wasn't about that. I mean, but it kind of was. You were kind of boasting like you had some authority. Let's see. If it is those experiences that are most... What is it? Oh, yeah. When such thoughts surface, tell yourself, stop, and send out positive. That's not going to happen. God's got a plan. You have to stop it. I taught you this for the last 24 hours. Thoughts or intentions. I taught you how to control the mind, how to listen to it, but how to nurture it, how to console it, but not to let it control, not to let it manifest. Let your words, don't let those thoughts become words, become actions. Let those thoughts become words, become feelings, but don't act in all of those. Careful. I am the master manifester, and that's because I master my thoughts. We're all manifesting. The only thing that makes me a master is I direct them positively. That's it. That's it. Alright, it is those experiences that are most difficult in testing that are the ones that make you grow most. Loss of possessions may result in a freedom of burdens. Things are only things after all. I didn't have great furniture. I bought one piece at a time and not expensive furniture. We have great stuff. We bought one piece of furniture at a time. You know what I mean? We didn't have, now we're going to have new furniture. Now each of my kids are going to have their own room. I'll have a house that I can pay for fucking finally. In a neighborhood, you know what I mean, with people that don't bother me. God willing, a fucking smoking area, a little porch, something like that. Everybody that lives in Colorado hopes to God for a fucking garage. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. I mean, shit. I'm not greedy. I'm grateful. And that's it. It's like, I had to give all that up. I'm getting a new car. I have a new purpose. I have a new job. I have a new man. I have everything. Everything that he told me to give up, he said he would replace times 10. I'm going to have new furniture. I'm going to have a new life. It took me 3 years to get rid of the old life, to get ready for this new life. And the whole time, everyone was telling me, get a life, you're such a loser, get a job, get a house, do something with yourself. Bro, I'm taking care of my mind, bro. Stop telling me to take care of the outside. God's taking care of the outside, I take care of the inside. This is how it works. And that's why I'm so grateful. When it's all said and done, the documentary is over, and I show you, this is what it costs. Why does someone have to give up their life, right, Bobby? Because this is the way. It's the ancient way, and it works. He's not going to take you the same way he took me. He has a different way for you. He has different lessons to teach you. Different things you have to go through to build your mental strength and your emotional awareness. And you're probably not going to drag your 2 kids through it like you did mine. I didn't just do it by myself. I had to trust him with my family too, bro. You guys don't even trust him in your own, just with your life. You've got to trust God with your kids, bro. Because when you're gone, who's going to take care of them? You know what I mean? Like, I knew my daughter, she told me that day, bro. And I was like, if something happens, call me. She's like, they're going to jump me. It's like, they're not. You're going to be okay. You could say she manifested or she just knew it was going to happen. And that's what I took that message, and she called me. And I knew she would be okay. I know that they're okay. I know God is watching over them. You have to have that knowing. Oh, you'll never feel safe. You'll never feel safe, bro. Without knowing that God's got you and your children, your finances, your future, your home. When I used to leave home, and I'd leave the kids to go to work every night when I did Lyft, I would pray for protection. God, look over my finances, look over my children, look over my house, look over, I would ask him to protect everything that is. As I left, and I had no control, I had to leave it all in his hands. Please, God, watch out for everything as I go into this world. Make sure that I get home safe. Make sure that they're safe. You know what I mean? That's all you can do, bro. That's all you can do. Reverse. You're overwhelmed by fears and inner demons. You've lost a sense of proportion, but the reality of your situation is not as bad as you think. Most of your problems are self-inflicted. You have an opportunity to begin to climb out of this pit of despair, and help is there for you if you ask. You need a fresh perspective, and this may involve talking or listening to an honest friend, therapist, or doctor. I know you don't want me to know what you're going through, because you don't want nobody to know what you're going through, and you're afraid that if you tell me, it's going to end up on my channel. Why can't your story be a story in time? You think it's only your story? You think somebody else isn't going to come tell me a story like that one day? Why can't you be the first to tell your story? Whatever. I master this, and within myself and anybody else that comes up to me. I teach you how to think differently about what you're thinking about. You tell me, strangers all day, this is called my outreaching. This is what I do. It's called my outreaching. Outside of me, I reach people. They reach out to me, and they tell me what's going on in their lives. I'm seeing B right now. B is forever grateful for what I gave to her. Changed her mind. The very next day, she got a brand new car. Really? Swear to God. All I can do is help you see it differently, and that very thought can change your world, where now you will literally, with me and you believing in this new manifestation, can happen immediately. One, because I believe in God, but once you believe what my God can do, he wants to show you. And it happens quite quickly on the other people's ends. But that's all I can do. So if you are this person, bro, and you are fucking struggling with your thoughts, and you don't know how to get control over them, call me. I'm the master of this. I'm a spiritual psychoanalyst. I have to do this all day, is work through my thoughts and control them, redirect them into positivity so they don't manifest and something better comes out of this. I take the dark thoughts and I turn it into gold. I take something bad and I turn it into something amazing. You want to know B's story? I told you this like a couple weeks ago. I don't know. I gave you a name, so I can't give you all of her details. This is why you don't want to tell me your stories. I understand that, but it's a great story. Don't be ashamed. Be proud that God worked in your life like this. Your story in time. People will hear your story and how God worked in your life. Don't be ashamed. Anyways, I don't know, her and her baby daddy split up, and he don't live here no more. And then he left, but he took her fucking car. So then she needed him. She didn't need him, but she needed the fucking car. She's like, but it's both our car. And I was like, look, B, you don't need him. But if you think you need the car, then you're going to keep reaching out to him. I was like, let him have the car. He has nothing else. Let him have that. If that's all it costs for your peace, then know that the car is his. Change your mind, bro. Change your mind and God will give you a new car. She's like, you know what? You're right. I'm only stressing him because I want my car. It's not like I want him. I want my car. It's like, exactly. It's like the power is you're giving it power. It's like, forget the car. I don't know how it happened, bro. But the next day, she got a brand new car. She didn't really tell me how it happened. I didn't ask her. But she's driving her own car, and he shows up to visit the baby in his car. But she has her own brand new car. It's like the one I pulled off of Hertz. It's one of those cars. And she's like, bro, she gave me the best advice. As soon as you told me to think different, man, it was over. And she did. And that's usually what happens, you know what I mean? Like Morgan, she was really tortured with this whole situation. I told her to think different, and it happened. That was Diana. She's like, as soon as you told me to fucking think different, bro, it made everything better. I can't physically make you better, but I can change what's the actual problem, and it's all inside your head. But you gotta tell me what you're really thinking, bro. And how you're really feeling, so that I can really make this connection. You don't really gotta tell me too much, to be honest, because God already knows that you're coming, and He's got an answer for you. I don't know what to tell you. He does, though. It just flows through me. You'll be like, wow, that was great. And I will always tell you, that was my spirits, dude. I don't know shit. Unless I think there's a, and be like, I'll think, but my spirit. You'll hear me. You'll hear the two of us here. You'll hear the universe, and you'll hear me. Be like, I think, but, my spirit says differently. I sometimes have an opinion. Oh, fuck, I hear the fire alarm outside. Oh, fuck, not again. I should tell you what happened. I'm going to end on a tragic note. What happened to the fire alarm this morning? I found out. I tell you, this happens all the time, and it makes no sense to me. So, a mother went out last night drinking and stayed out all night. She came back in the morning, and her child wasn't in the room. She couldn't find her child. So her impulse was to pull the fire alarm. I thought that was fucking genius, to be honest. Where was the kid? In another room, passed out? The only part I didn't find out was, in the other room, was that a friend's room, or just the baby got into another open door? I don't know. Well, when the firemen came and they saw that it was pulled, they gave her a ticket for it. They gave her the ticket. $5,000 ticket for pulling that fucking fire alarm at 5 o'clock in the morning. Not to mention, they had to look at the cameras. So then they found out that she was drinking, and they found out she left her kids unattended, and she fucking got this huge fucking ticket. This is definitely going to cause her not just one legal problem, but possibly more. And if she did it once, I assure you she's probably done it before. What the fuck is wrong with these people, bro? I've told you since the day I moved in that they do this shit. And I said it in the meeting. They leave their children and just, they'll be wandering through the halls. Small children. How old was this one? 2 years old. Why would you think it's safe to leave a 2-year-old? Like, they won't wake up all night. Would you give them some sleepy medicine or something? They won't need a diaper. They won't need a bottle. They're safe. What if you don't make it home? As a Lyft driver, and, I had my cameras and I had my prayers, that was my biggest thing. I have to make it home. What if they wake up in the morning and they don't have a mom? There's no one for them to call. My kids have my oldest kids now, but back then they didn't have anyone. If an emergency happened to me, they'd have to wait for Mr. Plum to reach out to someone, and Mr. Plum would end up calling their dad, and that would ruin everything. Why would you do that, bro? You just assume that, you know what I mean? You're already, they're lucky to come home. But now it's like, you could have lost your kid, and you might just about to. They might take your kid for this, bro. What the fuck were you doing? Because you wanted to escape? They said she was out drinking. That she went to a bar or something. Wherever she went. What are you doing, bro? You're a mother. You can't leave them. It's in their mind, bro. What part of her mind said this would be okay? It's normalized. Some part of her mind rationalized this, or somebody told her. And people do it here. And that's what I got Diana for. Diana tried to act like she was like me, right? She came up with this Me Too story, and she's like, I did like you did, and I went out on a date, and it was all great. She was trying to reenact my date, right? Trying to act like she was me. But then I realized, I was like, what about your fucking kids? You left your kids here? And so that's why I said, I hope it's just a lie. And then I started talking to Morgan, and that's the truth. Why is she always out in the middle of the night and her kids are upstairs in the room? And Morgan says she's seen her leave the building. Okay, maybe it's okay, because Morgan did it all the time. Morgan would go outside, and the baby would wake up, and I always had to take the baby down. If I didn't, that baby would just be running through the building. It was always perfect coincidence that I'd get off the elevator or open my door, and there she was. That was her 2-year-old. It was normalized around here. Leave the kids upstairs while you go have a cigarette. Where are you going? I was about to say it's too late. It's only 7 o'clock. No, wait. Get your jacket. Don't argue with me. Don't argue. Are you feeling better? Must be. He's actually bored. His phone's on the charger. Who are these people, bro? I don't know. But it's not one person that thinks this way. It's not a one set mind track. You're like, all homeless chicks. Nah, bro. They feel safe. And maybe they just... I don't know, bro. Let me leave my kids real quick and run to the store. Not when they're little like that, bro. And that's what happens during the summer. They leave their kids in the car. And they die. They leave their kids in the bathtub and they die. Scary thought. Really off subject. But yeah, that's what happened. That was the fire alarm this morning. When I thought about it, I was like, it's pretty genius. If you can't find your kid, everybody's going to come out running. But, I mean, at the same time, that wasn't the smartest thing to do. But what would you do? She couldn't go tell anyone. She would have snitched herself out. That was kind of genius. That's where you look at it. It's like, I mean, what would you do? What would you do, bro? Obviously, you're going to start crying and panicking. Oh, fuck, where's my kid? Where's my kid? What have I done? What have I done? And, you know, you try to keep it to yourself because you don't want anyone to know that you don't know where your kid is. But after how long before you start panicking? That was kind of genius. She had to be in one, you know, somewhat of a state of mind to do that. I don't know. I am your spiritual psychoanalyst, and I don't have to... we can figure this out. And I forgive you when nobody else does. But we got to change that way of thinking so you don't do some stupid shit like this again. And there's a lot of times that's mainly the hugest part of the awakening is, what the fuck was I thinking? That's all you're trying to figure out was, what was I thinking that I did that? Why did I do that? Those are those shameful ones where you hate yourself for what you've done. You're like, God, why did I do that? What was I thinking? The point is to understand where you were thinking, have compassion for the mindset you were in, so that you don't sink to that same mindset. If you're struggling, guys, if you're at this place, and I tell you, the dark night of the soul is very dangerous, it's very scary, reach out to me. Put your pride down. My email is the High Priestess Phoenix, the number 6 at Gmail. It never goes off. I'll get the email right away. And, you know what I mean? Let's talk about it, bro. I'm not a suicide hotline, but I'd rather catch you before you have to call them. Because they might not know that you're just going through a dark night of the soul. People don't understand the mind like I do. Because they haven't really dealt with it. Not their own. And they try to understand other people's thoughts, but without understanding their own, they can't really understand the jumping of how a thought connects to a thought, connects to a conclusion. And here comes sabotage or devastation. And how all of that creates manifestations. So, I'm going to put it in the description too, my email. Keep it with you. I'm that person, bro. Call me at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll help you figure this shit out, bro. It's what God made me do. I'm here to help people from whoever you are. I don't get to choose who. And if you're suffering, bro, that's where it happens. It happens in the mind. That's what I'm training to do here, is to teach people all of this in group settings. Individual and group settings, bro, is be able to handle groups of broken minds. One at a time. We go around and we work through these thoughts. All of us. And those that have been watching me have been watching me how I do it. You know what I mean? I taught Marshall how to rehabilitate his mind about a lot of things. I've taught all of them how to rehabilitate their mind. Some of them didn't want to go to that area and think about those things yet. But they know how to do it. When they're ready, they know how to do it. They've seen me do it. They have what it takes. They just got to start practicing it. And you'll perfect it. You'll be like me. Oh, here we go. It's Friday. Let's go looking for trouble. Didn't find anything I didn't like. Right, Mike? I love you guys. I'm going to let you guys go. I've been tired since 3 o'clock. I said I was going to fall asleep, and then I got that call, and I got filled with all kinds of fear and energy and excitement and possibilities and all of that. And now I'm dead. I'm really tired. I'm going to go crawl into bed. I got to start a new job and a new life tomorrow. The lady's going to contact me. She had all kinds of questions. It was like, you know, about my job and shit. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I won't know anything. And that's it. It's like, I don't have the answers, but I'll get them to you as soon as I do know. I really don't. I don't know what anything looks like past tomorrow. And the only reason I know tomorrow is because they told me. What happens after orientation? I don't know. I don't know any part of the future other than pieces of how it, you know what I mean? I don't try to figure it all out. I just go with the pieces I've got and let it play out. And that's what I tried to say in it. It's like, you know, work with the thoughts you do have until you get new ones. Right? And if you want anything new, you got to start getting rid of the old. If you want a new life, bro, you're going to have to sacrifice the old life. Not just parts of it, but if all you want is a new boyfriend, then just get rid of the old boyfriend. If all you want is a new job, then just get a new job. If that's the only part of your life that you want, then just make that small change. Most of us want a brand new life. We're not content in any area of our life. And if that's you, then you got a lot of sacrificing, a lot of trust, and a lot of, you know, those are all initiations. A lot of belief, a lot of, you know, you got to start this whole thing. It's the beginning. I showed you in my cards. We're starting a new chapter. Welcome. And that's what's funny is new people will come in and start before you people that have been here for years haven't. I talked to Justin Bieber for maybe 2 weeks before he started coming back around. Now he's a little he's patterning. He's Mercury retrograding right now, like everyone else. That's alright. He's still talking about Jesus and trying to get back, you know. He's not in the abyss of, I'm going to kill myself over Diddy parties. We brought him back. That's what I said. We got to fix this man. He's a father now, dude. We got to get him back. We got to get him in reality. We got to, you know, I was yelling at fucking Lewis about this kid. And then it didn't take him too long. But again, he had a foundation of God. God was already talking to him before I got to him. He was, you know what I mean? Some of you never spoke with God. So some of you are starting fresh. I'm a pagan priestess. I'm teaching pagans how to have a relationship with Christ. I'm teaching Christians how to have a relationship with Christ. So, you know, a lot to be said there. And that's what it is. What are we doing all this? What's all the magic, all this? To get back to God. And to connect with all forms of God through all the religions and all of God's people. I don't know if you know this, but I can connect with Hindu and Buddhist people now. People that study Jewish mysticism. I can connect with spiritual people. I can connect with fucking scientists and psychologists. I can connect with all kinds of fucking people now. By connecting with myself and God, I'm connected to all things. And the people. You didn't leave? I swear I thought you left. It was like a weird Matrix thing. It's like I saw you walk out the door, but then you came from the back wound. That was weird. You didn't go nowhere? Is it when I told you to get your jacket, you just didn't leave? Okay. He didn't want to put on his jacket. He never wants to. Hey, I love you guys. I'm going nappy nap now. I'm going to go crawl in my coffin and I'm going to thank God for all that he's done and for what's to come. Happiness comes when you're just grateful for just your existence. Really? Yeah. Hey, I love yous. Laters. Bye.